Anyways, what the fuck? Why am I live? No, this makes sense. How's my bit rate? Excellent. I will be goddamned to hell. Goddamn me to hell. Damn me to hell. Strike me down. Anyways. Yeah. We're playing Five Nights at Freddy's again. Why? It's probably good for SEO. Who knows? Who knows? So I guess before I start playing the game, I should disclose I did watch the movie last night. I did watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie last night. I have proof. Hold on. That's not it. That's out of focus. How's that? That's... You can't even fucking see it. Anyways, I saw it 7:45 last night. I saw the movie. I'll let me read you my letterboxd review of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Here. And so I hadn't watched the trailers before I had seen it. I had just heard rumblings and shit. To be honest, I was pretty convinced that this movie was never gonna come out. Like, they've been talking about this since the game released, which was middle school for me. I'm almost 23 years old now, and this movie was announced when I was 13 or 14 years old. It's been almost 10 years since the first game, and I was just totally convinced that it was never going to happen. I had made my peace with it. It was just another video game adaptation that was going to remain in developmental hell for its entire life. Maybe one day the script would get changed into like a different movie, but I was after Willy's Wonderland came out, I was fairly convinced that this movie was never going to be released. So anyways, I see this movie at 7:45 last night. And as soon as I'm done, pretty much, I leave a review on Letterboxd. This is my 38th movie of the Halloween season. My 38th scary movie of the Halloween season. So, what did I rate my 38th scary movie of the Halloween season? Well, I gave it 2.5 stars. I will point out the caveat that I did actually kind of like the movie. It was not the worst thing that I have ever seen. I have seen some pretty dog shit horror movies. So much so that I made like a whole like sketch/short film on just like my disdain for badly made and artistically devoid horror films. But I gave Five Nights at Freddy's 2.5 stars, and the tagline that I gave it is Shaggy and the Muppets terrorize the kid from Bridget's Terabithia for 2 hours, which I think is a pretty apt description. I think that's pretty apt, and I also don't think that it's a spoiler at all. Pretty much, Jim Henson Workshop, Creature Creator Shop, the Jim Henson Creator Shop made the animatronics for the movie, and it totally shows. Like, you cannot get anybody better for puppets. Like, you literally cannot get a better workshop to do your puppets in the industry besides the Jim Henson shop. They're the fucking Muppets. They're the Muppets. You cannot get better than the Muppets. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's a reason they've been around for 50 fucking years. Like, it's insane. The suit that I don't know. It really helped the movie, for me at least, that they were not these big colorful CGI fucking blobs. They looked real. They felt real. The way they moved felt real. It was good. It was like the animatronics were very, very well produced. And I just seen like screenshots and stuff of them beforehand, and I'd heard like little peeps and stuff beforehand that the Jim Henson Creature Shop was working on the movie, and so it totally shows. The writing is as to be expected. The writing lacks. It's just not very impactful. The emotional points of the story lack a lot. It just feels like really boilerplate horror story. Person needs to figure out a part of their past. Their past has come back to haunt them in a way. Yada yada yada. You kind of you pick up on it pretty soon, and you know exactly where the movie is gonna go. Pretty early on, especially when they released the casting announcements for like Matthew Lillard so early, like when he was. Let me confirm this just really quick. Because I feel like I heard this. Wait, what? Chris Columbus, the dude who made fucking Home Alone, was supposed to be the fucking writer and director of the movie? Oh my god. That would have been bad. That would have been really dog shit. I'm so glad that they didn't do that. Not because there's anything against Chris Columbus, and like in my opinion, Christopher Columbus, fuck that guy. Chris Columbus, the film director, on the other hand, pretty awesome dude by most accounts that I've heard, and hasn't made a bad movie possibly ever. Let me Google this really quick. He literally made. Wait, he made Percy Jackson? Ooh. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Did they think... Dude, the director for the second Percy Jackson's movie was named Thor Freudenthal? Well, of course he's a German film director. No shit. Did you see his last name? Chris Columbus is responsible for... Chris Columbus did Bicentennial Man? Holy fuck. Dude, this guy doesn't sleep. Ever. Of course, a fucking Hugh Grant movie. Oh my god, that's insane. Chris Columbus does not miss. But he would not have been the right director for this. Did I accidentally close? Okay, no. I wanted to make sure that the trailer was still up. So I as I was saying, I haven't watched the trailer for it or anything like that. I've only seen like production stills, I guess. So let me watch this really quick to see like how much the first trailer gave away of the movie.
Hi, this is Mike. I was just calling to see if that job that you offered was still available.
Yes. The security guard.
I will take anything.
This place was huge in the 80s with the kids. They shut it down years ago. The owner's just not ready to let it go yet.
There were so many moments with Matthew Lillard's voice. So first, he's underused. But when like Matthew Lillard is speaking in his like first appearance in the movie, I suppose, he's doing kind of like a little bit of a, I know he has like a naturally raspy voice. He did destroy it. But there are definitely moments where he slips into Shaggy, it feels like, and I could not unhear it. Like once I heard it, I was like, oh, fuck. This is Shaggy grown up. Shaggy grown up is is this fucking guy.
I will work and you will sleep.
I understand.
Give me your hand.
All you have to do is keep your eyes on the monitor.
Like right there. Monitor.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's, where fantasy and fun come to life.
Okay.
You must be new security guard.
Can I help you, officer?
Have you met them yet?
Met who?
I did use the bathroom during that scene.
Them.
So I don't know how, like, if that actually is. No, because he even mentions later in the movie, like towards the end, that she didn't bring up the kids to him, or like that they're possessing the suits.
In the 80s, kids went missing. The police searched Freddy's top to bottom.
Hello?
They never found them. That's why the place shut down.
There are ghost children possessing giant robots. Thanks for the heads up.
Technically, they're animatronics.
What do they want?
They want to make her like them.
Pappy! Tell me how to stop them.
It's too late.
Pappy, go!
Where to? Why do I always get the weirdos?
They put Corey in the trailer? Interesting. Okay. So that gave away literally every single scare in the movie. I feel like I'm pretty glad that I didn't watch that beforehand. That was not a good trailer, in my opinion. That was pretty bad. Let me click on the second one, I guess. But that first trailer gave away pretty much every scare. There's not a lot of scares in the movie. There's not a lot of jump scares. It's also weird that they put the Corey cameo in the trailer, I think. Because when I watched the movie, and this is like no hate to Corey at all, but I thought that role was meant for Markiplier, to be completely honest. It was... Because there's... I got okay. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I don't know. Just mute the video for like 5 minutes, if you don't want to hear spoilers. Pretty much, there were, as far as I could tell, there were 2 cameos of people I recognized. There was Corey, like you saw in the trailer. Oh fuck, what's the? It's like Corey X Kenshin. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's him. I knew his first name. That's it. So he, as you like saw in the trailer, he obviously is in it. But there's also a second cameo kind of towards more of the beginning of the movie where there's like a group of people sitting down at a diner ordering breakfast, and the waiter comes up and he's talking to them like really strangely. Like his inflection is just like really off. Doesn't seem like he's really supposed to be there. He's just not speaking like how waiters do at all. At one point, somebody at the table is talking about how they aren't going to order at all. They aren't going to eat. They aren't eating. They're just here to discuss. And he says, and the waiter like tells them that you can't really be skipping breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. And you know, like the table hits back with a retort, and the waiter goes, "Well, that's just a theory." And it's fucking Matt Pat. It's Matt Pat in the movie as a cameo. And the cameo feels, to me, I don't know, there were people like screaming. And literally, they reacted as if Captain America picked up Thor's hammer again to this Matt Pat cameo. And it was just so bizarre because it felt like it went on for like 3 minutes, which is too long for a cameo. And on top of it, he's just not acting. It's just like they put Matt Pat, it's like Matt Pat was a waiter, but not like he was a waiter before he was Matt Pat. It's like Matt Pat went back to being a waiter and just assumed that every single guest that he served is a fan of game theory, and he thinks that being like, well, that's just a theory, is gonna be like, holy shit, dude, that's you! You're the guy! You're the game theorist! You're Matthew Patrick 13! That's just what the whole cameo felt like. It was just like, hey, I'm the guy! It's me! I'm the guy! I essentially made this movie. I created the lore. It's me! I'm the guy! And so, it was just so fucking weird to have. I mean, like, it wasn't weird, but it just didn't make a lot of sense as a cameo. Like, it's almost like they wanted him to be the star of the movie, and he was like, I'd just rather have like a smaller part. And they were like, alright, but that smaller part's gonna be 18 minutes long. And again, there's no hate towards Matt Pat. They just could have, I don't know, written the part. They could have just made him sound like a fucking waiter. Like, Stan Lee doesn't show up in Marvel movies and be like, but that's just a comic. I wrote the comic. Captain America sounds like a lot like a person that I would make. I made Captain America. Like, that's not how the Stan Lee cameos in the Marvel universe work. So why the fuck is Matt Pat showing up and being like, that's just a theory? Fuck off. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Hold on, I have more notes written down. Yeah, again, I'm just super confident that Corey was not the first pick for it, because I feel like if you're gonna go, so like the 2 YouTuber cameos they have are Matt Pat and then Corey X Kenshin, and it feels like they were totally gonna put Mark in the Corey cameo, but since Mark didn't work out, they were like, well, who's the next biggest FNAF player? Just like went down the list until somebody said yes. They didn't have to go far, but they still went down the list, it felt like. And just like, yeah, Matthew Lillard's casting was super underused. It just wasn't what you would expect from Matthew Lillard. Like, he's casted as I mean, I feel like it's a dead giveaway. It's essentially his role in Scream. he's doing Scream again, where he plays not the killer, and then at the end it's revealed that he's the killer. He even has a fucking knife, like Scream. And I don't know. The like plot twist was totally given away, because why the fuck would you cast Matthew Lillard in a horror movie when he's not, like the bad guy? And I wasn't able to confirm that. I just did like one quick Google, but I feel like I heard that Matthew Lillard was playing the purple guy before the movie ever came, like when the casting was announced and it was like Josh Hutchins and Matthew Lillard are cast in the movie. I feel like it was like Matthew Lillard is cast as William Afton in FNAF movie. So when he shows up and he's like Steve Raglan or something like that, it just doesn't compute, because you're like, okay, I see exactly where this is going. I'm playing 4D chess, and I can understand how all of this is getting laid out for me. And so I don't know. He was just super underused. The plot twists were very, very, very in your face. There's like a cop character that you saw her in the first trailer. She's like knocking on the door, and asking like about if he's met them yet or not. And it's very obvious, like the second she shows up, and she knows way too much about Fazbear's Pizzeria, that she's Afton's daughter. And so I don't know. It's a very, very lore heavy. Like, I feel like knowing the lore definitely does you justice in seeing the movie, but I cannot see a person who is not a fan of the FNAF game series enjoying this movie separately. Like, I feel like it, with the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, that's like another PG-13 horror movie, but it's still, I feel, appeals to a larger audience than just people who grew up reading Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. While this, on the other hand, only appeals to people who have even like a rudimentary understanding of FNAF, who have played like at least the first couple games, three, I guess. And it just doesn't hit very the same. And it's also just not scary. It's just not scary, in my opinion. I think it feels more like a I don't know. It's not even a thriller. It's a drama. Five Nights at Freddy's is a drama. It's not a horror movie. It's not a thriller. It's at its core a drama, and that's not like giving it higher praise. It's just not scary. There's the story beats aren't hard to follow. The story beats aren't very complicated. It's a pretty easy movie to follow. I think it's a good horror movie it's a good PG-13 horror movie. I'll give it that. I think it's like if you want to introduce your kids to horror or just elements of horror, this is like one of those movies where it's like a decent place to start. So this is the second trailer. This is essentially an entire sequence from the movie. I mean, this 24 seconds that I've seen so far is just a sped up version of the like animatronics first outing. So I'm assuming that I'm about to see the animatronics doing scary, horrible things, and Cupcake is a very prominent part of this movie. Yep. Okay, so the first 30 seconds are just
Piece of cake, really.
an entire sequence from the film.
It's a security gig.
Hello?
Welcome to Freddy's. Have you met them yet?
Met who?
Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy.
God, the animatronics are so fucking good. Like, they are so real and lifelike. It's insane. Like, they look better than real animatronics that you'd, like, see in a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Back in the 80s. Some kids went missing.
What is this?
That's why the place shut down. The police searched Freddy's.
Hey!
They never found the kids.
What the heck?
It is a PG-13 movie. This scene right here where she's like, what the heck? She pauses before heck, and I forgot it was a PG-13 movie, so I thought she'd be like, what the hell? Or like, what the fuck? And she was like, what the heck? I was totally taken out of it. I was like, oh my god, why would you respond like that? Like, if you had just followed a ghost child into the storage room and there was a big animatronic in that room, you'd walk in and you'd be like, oh, what the heck? What the frick? I ordered an Xbox card. What the heck? That was probably the scariest moment of the movie. And they gave it away in the trailer.
Ghost children possessing giant robots?
They put Corey in both trailers.
Tell me how to stop them.
You don't. It's too late. He's coming.
Yeah, I suggest not watching the trailers. Genuinely, do not watch the trailers. That gave away a lot. That gave away not the entire movie, but both trailers give away every scary part of the movie. It doesn't really give away the plot, but it gives away the entire, like, anything scary about the movie. Fuck it, let's continue night 2.